Okay, what to do with rational exponents? Okay, rational exponents, when I see the word rational, first off, you need to think of fraction. Rational numbers we typically think of as your fractions. That's typical. So what happens when the exponent is a fraction? So what happens when you have something like this, 8 to the 2/3 power? And I chose 8 and 2/3 specifically because it comes out even. But rational exponent would be the cube root of 8 squared. So that is how you deal with it. The denominator becomes the root, and the numerator is the exponent. So this one simplifies, and typically you see 8 to the 2/3 quite often on standardized tests. And so the cube root of 8 is 2, because 8 breaks into, and you should go look up, if you don't know what a cube root is, you really should go look at a different video first and come back to this. But 8 is 2, because 8 is 2 to the 3rd power, so 2 to the 3rd cube root, those invert each other, undo each other, and so you're left with 2. So this is 2 squared, you still have the squared there. So the cube root of 8 is 2, but then that's still squared, which gives us 4. And so that's generally what we do with it. So if you wanted, typically how textbooks do this is x to the m over n power. Well, that generalizes it to, this is the nth root of x to the m power. All right, so let's continue with some examples. Again, denominator, the number on the bottom, becomes your radical, and your exponent, or your numerator, becomes your exponent. And that is always the case. So if you have, say, 27 to the negative 2/3 power, we'll get wild and crazy there. Well, first off, the negative exponent, if you remember Rule 5 that dealt with negative exponents, you would invert that, so it's 1 over 27 to the 2/3 power. And so then that becomes 1 over the cube root of 27 squared, which the cube root of 27, again, that breaks down into 9 and 3 and 3 and 3, and again I picked one that's going to come out even, so that's 3, but we're still squared, so it's 3 squared, which is 9. And so 27 to the negative, and I forgot it was negative, so it's actually 1/9. Whew. So that is that part. And so what happens if you have something like this? So give it a shot, maybe try it out. Okay, so this one is negative 32, would be to the 1/5 power. And then y, well, 15 times 1/5 is 3. Because power to power, you multiply your exponents. And so we've eliminated the rational exponent for the y, the fractional. But let's go ahead and simplify negative 32 to the 1/5. Well, that's the square root, or not the square root, the 5th root of negative 32 to the 1st power, y to the 3rd. It's, again, outside of the radical, so I'll put parentheses just to show that. And 5th root, so we're looking for groups of 5. So 32 is 8 and 4, that's 2 and 2, and that's 4 and 2, and 2 and 2. And so your base number is 2. So it is 2 negative, and I apologize if you also had a negative in there. It'd be negative 2y to the 3rd power. And so there's your final answer with that. So again, I picked some kind of easy ones just to get you started. if you're still confused, you're going to need more help, and hopefully you ask a question on the bottom. Why did I do something? Or please ask questions, because that'll help me make the videos better, and I will I'll respond to them. So I'm still small enough that I can respond to these to individual requests. So best of luck, and see you next time.